Guys, so we're doing some work on the Bolens here, the HT23. You can see behind me, we have a couple issues with the snowblower and the mower deck. So let me turn you guys around here and I'll show you what's going on. All right, so just been getting ready for fall here. Grass is starting to slow down growing. So I went ahead and took the mower deck off the Bolens here, mainly because I needed to get the snowblower out, which was stored back out there in the shelter in the woods, and the snowblower is so heavy I can only move it with the tractor. So still got a little bit of mowing to do here. The grass is almost done growing for the year, but I'll just use the old Craftsman for that. So we took the deck off, and you notice there's a lot of buildup on here. You see all the crud all around the input shaft and the gearbox, which leads me to believe that this seal is probably leaking, unless there was some oil dripping down from the tractor up top. I gotta check that, but I'm fairly certain that this is from the seal leaking. So I'll probably take the gearbox off in the spring and I'll pull it apart, put new seals in there, and that should be good. On the tractor here, so it's had a few issues with the snowblower since I got it. Mainly a lot of wear on the coupling shaft that goes from the gearbox. So there's a gearbox that mounts back here. It sits in here, and I think it's not a reduction. I'm not sure if it's a reduction or if it speeds it up. I'll have to check that, but either way, comes through and the impeller is bolted to that shaft. The hole that goes through the shaft for the impeller is all oblonged out. So that was getting really sloppy. Really didn't want to leave it, so I took it apart. I'll show you inside in a minute. I'm probably going to weld that in and then bring it to my dad's shop and put it in the Bridgeport and mill a new 3/8 hole through it. See here, this is the coupling I put on last year. So I believe, I'm not sure what was on this thing originally. When I got this tractor, there was just a metal collar with the keyway going through it and some set screws. Somebody at one point drilled a hole through, which would be where this bolt is here, and it was all oblonged and worn out. So coming out of the gearbox here, you see there's a little stub shaft that comes to about right here. So not a whole lot to work with. So I carefully welded and re-drilled through for a new bolt. But as you can see, we've already got some slop in it, like this. Yeah, which isn't too good. And this was a pretty tight fit last year, and then just in that little bit of use. Now, it could partly be because there are some alignment issues. Obviously, you gotta shim up this auger. There's a mounting plate right here that holds it up. So it might not have been perfectly aligned. I'm not sure. Obviously, you can't get parts for these things anymore, and finding information is not the easiest thing. So I'm not sure. I'd kind of like to put a universal joint in here, but I'm not sure if that would be the best way to go or not. The other issue is, and I think I've mentioned it in previous videos, that these augers are completely rusted to the shaft, the auger shaft in the middle. So they will not budge at all. Which means I can't get that gearbox apart to replace the leaking seal. All last winter I had to keep adding oil to it. Leaks fairly quickly. I mean, slow enough that you can keep adding oil, but I'd really like to fix it correctly. So I'm not sure. I mean, this auger is like ridiculously heavy. I can't even lift this thing off the ground. I mean, I suppose if I had an acetylene torch set up, I might be able to get it hot enough. But if I do that and it still doesn't come off, now I've like really completely cooked those seals. So I'm not sure. I was just gonna leave it and just keep checking the oil level every other time I use it. So yeah, she's got some issues. Unfortunately, you know, the machine was very well cared for, except nobody ever greased the auger. So that got rusted on there, which is kind of a real disappointment. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I may just leave this for now, and yeah, just go with it and keep greasing it. This is a coupling from a garage door, some sort of commercial garage door coupling. So it's like a 1-inch bore with the keyway going all the way through. And I put the grease fittings in it, so I can just keep it greased. So I mean, it may last a while this way, but I might want to think about an alternative method. I said maybe, you know, a U-joint like that would be a better way to go. So yeah, and also you can see the impeller's bent up. Some of the fins on there pretty bent up. Not sure if I'll try to put an impeller kit on this or not, since I have it apart. I might just cut some rubber. I have tons of old tires. Tire sidewalls work great also. And that kind of takes up the space between the edge of the impeller and the housing here. Works very, very well. I mean, you can even throw slush when you have those on there. So, we'll see. Got plenty of time before snow hits. And also, I want to check out the mechanism that rotates the chute here. It's got some slop in it. I want to just check everything out, make sure it's all set to go. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let me go inside, and I will show you the gearbox shaft that needs to be repaired. Okay, so here's the gearbox I was telling you about. So this is the input here. This goes up to the PTO, and then you've got your other U-joint here. So this right here is where the impeller sits, and this is a 3/8 bolt, and as you can see, pretty sloppy. And then this key here keys into that coupling that I was just showing you, that garage door coupling. So I'll probably weld this in. Could also go to like a next size bigger bolt, but I don't want to weaken the shaft anymore. So that's where we're at with this. I'll try to keep you guys updated on what I end up doing with this here. Figured it would be good to get some information out there on these, because there's really not much. I mean, these things, there's not much info, there's not much parts. You're basically relying on eBay, and yeah, basically eBay to get parts. There are a few websites. Is it Sam Bolens? And I think it's Sam Bolens, or was it Sonny's Bolens Tractors or something like that? I don't know. There's a few sites that have some parts kicking around, but you got to do some scrounging to find stuff. So, all right, enough of that. I will end this here, and I guess we'll see you in the next video.